Perimeter and area. One of the ways that we use rational numbers is to be able to identify and find the perimeter and area of different objects. Here you see the formulas before you: the rectangle, the triangle, the trapezoid, and the circle. The four most common formulas that we'll use for perimeter and for area. Keep in mind that the circle's perimeter is called a circumference, and thus the formula on it is given as c. Because of the symbols, I could not use the correct symbol for pi. Pi is actually a Greek symbol that looks like this, but is approximately 3.14 or 3 and 1400ths. Another really good rational equivalent to pi is 22/7. Let's see how we can use perimeter and area in a real problem. Here we see a trapezoid. It looks like a triangle with its head cut off. But if we are to use a formula, A equals 1/2 base 1 plus base 2 times the height. Now we have to plug in our values. Keep in mind that once we put in our values, we'll have to use the correct order of operations to solve this. Base 1 represents to the bottom base, which is 12. Base 2 represents the top base, which is 8. We know those are the bases because they are the ones that are parallel to each other. That means we have the height left over. Our height is 3 5/10. Notice these sides are 4 and not 3.5. These are not the heights, but they are what we call a slant height because they are going slanted or diagonal. They're not going straight up and down. Height, according to any geometrical understanding, is the distance from the top to the bottom perpendicular to the base. In other words, it has to have a right angle. So now, according to our order of operations, we have to do what's inside the parentheses first. In this case, we have to add 12 plus 8. So here it's going to ask us to add half of 12 plus 8, which is 20, and multiply it times 3 1/2, or 3 5/10. Now we have 1/2 times 20 times 3 1/2. Since it's all multiplication, we go from left to right. 1/2 of 20 is 10. We take 3 5/10 times 10, and we get 35. Now, since it doesn't say whether these are inches, meters, centimeters, or anything else, we assume that these are all in the generic geometrical unit, units. So, if we multiply with find the area, we are going to find that this trapezoid is 35 units squared.
Made with Doodlecast Pro.